Thank you. Good morning. How's it going? Yesterday was a really great day here, as far as I'm concerned. It was the first time, I've been at this for a while. I've been caring about this kind of stuff that you all care about for some time. It was the first time yesterday that I'd seen in a conference people actually using language like the workers, the masses, these words and these people for whom we're supposedly making things. And we injected them into our language yesterday. It was really quite moving and really powerful. And so I want to talk a little bit about baseball. Actually, open data and mass joy. Now, I took this photo, and I urge you, please, to use my photos on Flickr.com. I have 50,000 photos for you. All licenses Creative Commons. So please, use my pics. It's the greatest joy for me in the world is when people use my photos on Flickr. I like doing things that don't generate revenue. So that's awesome. So I want to tell you a story in Chicago about a baseball team. So last summer, out of nowhere, I mean, if you didn't follow Little League Baseball, that is, out of nowhere, there was a team from Chicago that competed for the national championship in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. And I just literally woke up one day and was like, wow, they're going to win this thing. I'm like, wait, what? Has anybody been a part of a city that's won a championship, a major sports ball thingy? See, now it's fun, right? It's fun. Sports ball is fun. And except this was something that we didn't have to trudge through a regular season, and they were 12 years old, and they were really cool. And as you can see, they're from the Great Lakes, which was weird to us, and it was yellow, and we were like, what? What's in? But when you think about the World Championship of Baseball, and to their credit, it really is a world championship. The Great Lakes is certainly a logical region for them. So they were called Jackie Robinson West, and they actually won the U.S. championship, and they played for the World Championship. They did not win the World Championship, but they were the U.S. champions, and it was amazing and fun, and we loved it. So, of course, what do you do if you're a municipality and something good happens in sports ball? You throw a parade. If you see this map of this parade, this was a parade that went from 103rd Street up to Cellular Field, where the White Sox play. That's a long parade. It's also a map of Chicago that is, we've all made some maps. Anybody here ever made a Civic Tech map in your life? And they all end up being the same, right? To sort of show you where poor people are, is what a lot of maps end up showing you. Lots of dots. We're really big on dots and maps in what we do. This is some crazy dots. This is a victory parade. So here they are. They're on a float. It was really, really an amazing experience, about a 2-week experience for us in Chicago because they won, and they were awesome. So yeah, then something not awesome happened. They were stripped of their title because somebody had done some research using Civic Tech methodology and discovered that, in fact, some of these children live slightly out of the borders. Not the Great Lakes, mind you. Not that border. Borders really matter in our work, don't they? So they all live in the Great Lakes area, if you look at the map of the world. However, in the way that the boundaries were construed, in fact, some people had lied and had some kids that lived outside, slightly outside of the boundaries. Not the socioeconomic boundaries, not the demographic boundaries, but certainly some lines on a map. So this was striking to me. Quote, we even went through public records, voter registration, vehicle registration. We pulled up everything to the point where we were satisfied making the accusation, Chris Janes said. Here's our guy, Chris Janes. And to his credit, he was absolutely right. He is a legitimate whistleblower. They had lied. So he actually deserves credit because he didn't do anything wrong. And he used all the methodologies that we use, right? All of our public records. And he put them on a map. And he looked at boundaries. And he found out, according to him and according to the way he construed things, and according to, frankly, the rules, they'd lied. So the whole thing went to hell. And they were stripped their title, and that didn't feel good. Instead of that, what we work on is mass joy. That's what I'm interested in. That's what I work on when I go to work every day at the Smart Chicago Collaborative. Smart Chicago Collaborative is a civic organization devoted to improving lives in Chicago through technology. And we think we're really on to something. We've been at it for about 4.5 years. And from the first day, we've been focused on 3 things. Access to the internet, because if you're not in part of the network, you're not going to be impacted by the power of technology. Digital skills, because if you can't use technology once you have access to it, that's not going to be of any use to you either. And the last thing we focus on is the thing that most of Civic Tech focuses on, which is data, which we just simply construe as meaningful things to look at once you have access to the internet and the network and technology and can use it. So when we think about what should we do, every day we wake up and say, well, what should we do? Should we make another app? What should we focus on? So a couple things we focus on at Smart Chicago Collaborative. One is, we got the Spring Bling Dance Competition. You can see the address, 7800 South Racine. That's right on the parade route, actually. This was a dance competition for youth. And we helped, we're really big on ecosystem. And I think that's one of the powerful things of what's going on in Chicago is that we at Smart Chicago have had the privilege, the luxury, because of the people who started our organization. We're founded by the MacArthur Foundation, which is a global organization, but has really deep, it's in Chicago and has really deep roots in community work. They understand people in Chicago. The second founder is the Chicago Community Trust, which is where I work. It's a community foundation. You have one in each of your municipalities and your regions as well. And the Community Foundation is based in helping people inside communities. So again, that's where I go to work every day. It's where my paycheck comes from. That is our frame. And then the third frame is the city of Chicago, the most relevant government actor in the space. So with that frame, that's what we bring to this work. And so one of the things that we do from an ecosystem point of view is, anybody here ever heard of Textizen? Great tool. Came out of the Code for America world, and Michelle Lee started it. And one of the things that we were big on, we have a grant, another great partner of ours is the Knight Foundation. And through the Knight Foundation, we started a program called Civic Works, where we supported tools like that. So we paid Textizen, and we brought them into Chicago, and we hooked them up with all sorts of customers, and we helped make their product better. So we hooked them up with the Chicago Department of Transportation and do a text system about where should we put this pathway or something. And we did a pretty successful one in Logan Square about transportation. And then we did this. We had people vote for 10 freaking hours on which kid dance team should win. And Textizen got a lot of good feedback on their product. They give the batches are in 2,000, texts per message. We had to call them 5 times that day because we had 13,000 texts in 10 hours from 1,300 human beings. I can't tell you who won. I don't remember, but that's Civic Tech. And it's helping a company that does make a tool. It's easy to bash the tools. It is nice to have technology, however. It's teaching them something. This is in Erie House. It's a healthcare, low-income health clinic. And you see there's a computer there. We have a program run by Kyla Williams over at Smart Chicago called the Smart Health Centers. So what we do is we put equipment inside these smart health centers, inside these low-income health centers. And when you get done with the doctor and he gives you diagnosis, you're like, what? And then, it has a sheet, and then you don't know what it means. We have people stationed there who teach you how to find information about your condition on the web and to look at your patient portal. Anybody here ever been able to look at your own patient portal in your health system? It's craziness, isn't it? It's terrible software. But we help them how to use it. And all the people who do they call them health navigators, were never in technology before. So it's not just the services they're delivering, but we're bringing new people into this world that we consider to be so transformative, giving them real jobs. People never thought that they were in IT. And I like saying IT, actually, better than technology. It always reminds you that there's a lot, it feels really 70s, which I like. So they're in IT. Just people who were unemployed, underemployed, and now they have jobs in the technology industry, helping other people on the ground in real life. It's really quite powerful. We have another program called the CUT Group, the Civic User Testing Group, where we take these civic apps that we all make, and we actually get in front of real people and do classic UX testing, Jacob Nielsen style, 5, 10 people. This is a group of youth. You can't call them kids, apparently, or children, but anyway, they're youth is what they are. We tested it with them, the youths down at Fenger High School. And we tested this app called Expungio, which helps people kick off expungement of their juvenile records. Do you know how easy it is to get a juvenile record in Chicago? If you look sideways at a police officer, he can write down a contact card, and suddenly you have a record that unscrupulous people then, take the data from the municipality. Again, more people in civic tech. And by the way, there is a mugshot of Chris James that I decided not to put here because I thought that would be, because he got arrested for drunken behavior about a month after he had blown the whistle. But I thought that would have been not cool. But you got to practice what you preach. We tested out Expungio with real people and found out what's going on. So I have, so I'm a father of, I have a couple boys, 14 to 16, and I don't know, I've never played youth baseball when I was young. I was never, into that. So I don't know what I'm talking about, but I do show up, and you know what happens when you show up. They're like, hey, do something. So I end up coaching third base. And since I don't know anything about baseball, my basic thing is, and then this, it's like, it started hurting my shoulder. So basically, I just got to go. That was it. Go. God, that's the only thing I knew how to do. You're at third base. Don't stay here. Go. It's the only instruction I had. And it worked because the thing is, one of the two things are going to happen. You're going to be out, or you're going to be safe. And there's going to be a rainbow. That's my child. Look at him pitching. He's got this. 50,000 photos, people. There are many metaphors that you can use with these photos. Anyway, I didn't have a photo of somebody sliding and getting in. All the ones I had, they were out. What I want you to please remember is that we have choices when we wake up every day. Let's just make the right ones.